Okay, so the Buddha taught him Sudarananda to contemplate on the tip of your nose. From the first, he continued, this monk. From the first, I contemplated intently. After 3 weeks, I saw that the breath in my nostrils looked like smoke when I inhale and exhale. My body and mind became bright inside, and I perfectly understood the external world to the point that everything became empty and pure, like crystal. The smoky appearance gradually disappeared, and the breath in my nostrils became white. When he said that, I don't know, maybe he meditated in a cold winter area, and when you breathe out, it's white. No? You think so? Huh? Like a chimney, is it? Okay, now, it's just because his mind is different. Not because the smoke come out of his nostril different. His mind is different. Yeah. He probably go up to a different level, and it became like that. Because you can see here, he said, my body and mind became bright inside, and I perfectly understood the external world to the point that everything became empty and pure, like crystal. And the smoky appearance gradually disappeared, and the breath in my nostrils became white. Okay, not smoky, but white. It's just when you are in different level, you see things differently. Just like I see the green ugly sofa became white, reclining. They call it a lounge chair, long, white. Or that I didn't see the other 3 bottles next to the 1 bottle that I saw. Something like that. Many other things I don't remember now to tell you, okay? When we are in a different level of consciousness, we see more reality than the appearance of this illusionary magic game here, okay? Yeah. It's nothing really mysterious. Nowadays, even scientists can prove it. The hologram things, I told you already, right? Who is that singer? They created a hologram of her in another far, far, far away concept, different concept. So she be in 2 places same time with the hologram technique. Yeah, that's a technique, you can do it already nowadays. It's just very expensive for your master to to try. Maybe later you see me here, but not me here, huh? Yeah.
Beloved Master, even quantum physics proved that everything is made of music. Music, yes.
Music, sound. Oh, yeah, vibration. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, they prove everything nowadays. There's nothing mysterious anymore. Okay, huh? Yeah, soon you can also appear in many places just to scare people. When they were gossiping about you and you just appear. I heard everything. I will change my will. The will of the inheritance.
In France, during last election, one politician made some speech, and he was at another place, making the same speech with other people.
Yeah. Nowadays we can do that. Yeah, in France they make it already. Yeah, you see that? I'm not telling the story, it's true. I saw the clip just passing by somewhere, I don't know where. I saw her just standing there singing, talking to her fans. But she has having a physical concert, long distance from there. I don't know how many miles or how many countries. Yeah, it's nowadays they can make that already. Okay, maybe one day then it's good. I can retire. I sit in my cave and just project this. And maybe each of you will have one master in a hologram. What? Where? Master, please touch my head. Can I hug you? Yeah, something like that. And you're hugging nothing. Yeah, but I wonder why it took so long, because in the movie Star Wars, they already saw this type of thing already. Yeah? Why did it take so long now to realize this, to make it come true? In the future, this hologram stuff will be cheaper. Yeah. And I can just sit in my cave all day long. Whenever I want to talk to you, I just project this hologram. I just tell the assistant, now, turn it on. Tell everybody to gather first, and then now, turn it on. And then you saw me sitting here. Yeah, just like now. Who knows, yeah? Nowadays, we're so advanced, not as good as in many other dimensions, even in the astral level, we are nowhere yet. But still better than 100 or 1,000 years before, right? Yes. Okay. Coming back to serious Buddha business. So, my mind, Sudarananda, continue, yeah? Because at that time, he must be in samadhi or in some different level, because he say his body and mind very bright. He see the light inside and he thinks it's from his body and mind. But he enter another dimension, or maybe inside, you see, samadhi. That's why he say his mind and body very bright. Just when you meditate, you see the light, that's what it is, and you think it's from here, or from your own body. So that's how he described it at that time. And then he say, my mind opened and my outflows were extinguished. Every inhalation and exhalation of breath was transformed into light, which illumined the 10 directions, and I attained a hardship. The World Honor One predicted that in the future I would obtain Bodhi, would become Buddha. Oh, it doesn't need Buddha to say that. I can also say that. Everybody in the future will be a Buddha. The Buddha asked about perfect penetration. I did it by means of the disappearance of the breath, until eventually the breath emitted light, and the light completely extinguished my outflows. This is the foremost method. So that's what he thinks, yeah? That because he observed the breath, and the breath transformed itself into light, and that light purify him, etc., etc. Yeah, and then the Buddha even say that he will realize Buddhahood. So he's happy and he thinks practicing on the breath is the very best method. The next one. Purnamatraya Yaniputa arose from his seat, bowed at the Buddha's feet, and said to the Buddha, for vast kalpas, again, I have possessed unobstructed eloquence. When I discuss suffering, this monk also knew his past numerous kalpas. I have possessed unobstructed eloquence. When I discuss suffering and emptiness, I penetrate deeply into the actual appearance, and in the same way, I give subtle, wonderful instruction to the assembly concerning the secret Dharma doors of as many thirst-come ones as there are sands in the Ganges. I have also obtained fearlessness. The World Honor One, Shakyamuni Buddha, knew that I had great eloquence, and so he made use of my voice in turning the wheel of the Dharma. He taught me how to disseminate it. I joined the Buddha to help him turn the wheel. I explained it. I accomplished a hardship through the lion's roar. The World Honor One certified me as being foremost in speaking Dharma. The Buddha asked about perfect penetration. I used the sound of Dharma to subdue demons and adversaries and melt away my outflows. This is the foremost method. This monk, he always had, perfect eloquence. Great eloquence. And in this lifetime, also the Buddha asked him maybe to help go out and make some lecture in the place of the Buddha, or maybe helping him while the Buddha was preaching, he also do some preaching. And he thinks, because of preaching the Dharma, that he has extinguished his outflows, his defects. So he thinks that is the method, because he used that sound of the preaching of the truth. When he preached the truth, he can subdue the demons and all that, and extinguish his own defects. So he thought that is the best method. Yeah? So that's his method, yeah? When you preach in the Dharma and you enter Samadhi, you clean yourself, purify yourself. And so he thinks his eloquence, his preaching of the truth has helped him. Next one. When you preach a Master Dharma outside, do you have any of this kind of experience? See in the past? Ganges sent cow path? No? Yes? No? No. Okay. It's good that you're honest. This period of our life, of our time, it's very difficult for people to attain such attainments. But these are hard. There have been countless of eons already been saints. So they came back to help the Buddha in some way. Either to help him to preach the Dharma instead of him all the time, just like some Kuan Yin messenger go out, or you do it, or some other help him, like being his attendant. Yeah, other help him in giving the precepts to the new monks. Other helps him in maybe, cleaning the ashram, because if you are not pure, you should not go there even just to clean the ashram. Nowadays, I don't know, just whoever can clean, just clean. But not clean my personal space, just a street or something around. And even then, I let them in only once a month. I don't want people come in and out every day. I'd rather have the dry leaves there on the street. They're harmless, okay? They don't emit any bad energy or whatever, or disturbance, or they don't want me to go out and touch their head or bless them or whatever, yeah. So cleanliness has many forms, It's not like you bath and then you shower, you shampoo and then you perfume and then you're clean, not necessary. Clean inside is very important. But outside also must clean. Please don't emit something that's not supposed to emit. Now, there's another monk, okay? Upali arose from his seat. I think they take turn one by one. Whoever came first to the Buddha to learn, they spoke first. Yeah, they have this kind of order. So otherwise, everybody stand up at the same time and speak together, then the Buddha can never hear, or the assembly cannot hear anything. Yeah. So now it's Upali. Upali arose from his seat, bowed at the Buddha's feet, and said to the Buddha, I followed the Buddha in person when he fled the city and left the home life. I observed the first come one endure 6 years of diligent asceticism. I watched the first come one subdue all the demons, control adherents of external paths, and become liberated from all outflows, which were based on worldly desire and greed. Wow, this one followed Buddha a long time, Probably one of his attendants before or something, yes. Or maybe just one of the first one who caught sight of him and then followed him to help him in some way.
6 years?
During 6 years even. I based myself on the Buddha's teaching of precepts, encompassing the 3,000 awesome deportments and the 80,000 subtle aspects. Both my direct karma and my contributing karma became pure. My body and mind became tranquil, and I accomplished a hardship. In the Third Come One's assembly, I am a governor of the law. The Buddha himself certified my mind upholding the precepts and my genuine cultivation of them. I am considered a leader of the assembly. The Buddha asked about perfect penetration. I disciplined the body until the body attained ease and comfort. Then I disciplined the mind until the mind attained penetrating clarity. After that, the body and mind experienced keen and true absorption. This is the foremost method. So, for him, the precepts is the foremost method. You discipline your mind and your body. Don't let them rule over you. because the body sometimes desires something which is obstructive to your spiritual progress. Yeah? The mind sometimes giving nonsensical ideas, yeah, and make you run around, for the object of your desire, so-called the mind desire. And he disciplined them all through the precepts of the Buddha. So for him, he thinks that is a method, controlling the mind and the body. Okay, what is direct karma and contributing karma? That he can purify. Anybody know? I don't have anything. Maybe a pen. Okay, South African, tell me.
Most of the direct karma is the karma that's directly linked to him, and the associated karma is karma around him that he collects or that he works with.
What is the direct karma again?
His direct karma, the karma that he deals with directly himself. In himself?
You mean for this lifetime?
Yes.
And then the other one?
The associated is for what he collects around him.
Okay, good. Meaning nothing can affect him anymore. Even this lifetime karma, he can control. Like yesterday I have told you, suppose you were born to do something bad, but because of the precepts, you know what is right, what is wrong. You don't do it. At least the action, you don't do it. Even though you have the urge inside or the thinking, but you control, okay? And then you also control your mind that it don't even think like that. You cut it off right away. When something not correct arises in your mind, you cut it off. You don't follow it. Yeah, you control it. And then, of course, you control the body also. And the contributing karma is people affecting you around you. Correct? Yeah, here's I have a pen. To sign your real estate deal. Is business better now?
Yes, Master.
Yeah, good. Yes. Okay. I'm happy for you. How about the last boyfriend? Does he last?
No, there's no boyfriend, Master, and I'm happy
So
now.
he didn't last either?
No.
Okay. I reckon, I thought so. I thought he won't last either. Even though you told me that he was the best, he could help you a lot of things, but I think he won't last. Okay. Well, I'm glad I last. At least one person lasts in your life.
Master, you're my true love. You are my true love.
Oh, wow. Huh?
You are the true love for all of us.
How touchy-feely. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Now, the contributing karma, this is a karma that people, collective karma. People around you that make trouble for you, okay? Of course, you can do that if you don't teach anybody. If you're alone, practicing all for yourself and maybe indirectly, automatically, by the way, influence your 5, 6, 7 generation. But if you are a master, any karma is allowed to be near you, to cling on you, to rub off on you. No matter if you're Buddha or not. See, that's why the Buddha, because of his disciple, he has no food for 3 months. He has to eat horse food. And Jesus has to be nailed on the cross because of karma of disciples. And endless other masters, you name them, they all have them. Okay? But for the disciples, it's no problem, no big deal. You don't have anything. You may be affected, it can be affected for just temporarily, but hardly anything too serious. That's a job. You want a job? No. Wise. You see, this man, he's probably later on, the world call him precept number 1, Just like Ananda is memory number 1, and Wunsu, Manjushri is wisdom number 1, for example, like that. And Maudha Lagayana is magical number 1, etc. Yeah? This one, precept withholding number 1. That's why he became like a precept transmitter in this group. Whoever knew a Karma, he probably transmit the precepts. So he's the law holder in this assembly. Yeah. So that's what he thinks, yeah? Precepts, yeah, and controlling your mind, your body. Don't let it ruin you. Don't let it rule over you is a method, right? Now, Maugayayana arose from his seat, bowed at the feet of the Buddha, and said to the Buddha, once when I was out on the road begging for food, I met the three Kashyapa brothers. Three of them. One name is Uruviva, another one named Gaya, the other one named Nadi, who proclaimed for me the third come one's profound principle of causes and conditions. I immediately brought forth resolve and obtained the great understanding. Just to hear the cause and effect, he determined to obtain a great understanding, meaning he resolved he must get enlightenment. Yeah, he resolved at that time. Because sometime maybe he became a monk under the Buddha, but he has not completely determined in his mind to get enlightenment. You know, just too comfortable. Every day sit at the Buddha's feet, listening to him talking and explaining things, and the Buddha pamper, you know, spoiling all these monks like his own children. Yeah, it's too comfortable. You know something and you feel something and you're determined to get it. It's another thing. So he know, okay, everybody should get enlightenment just like all of you do. Yes, Master, we want enlightenment, but I don't know how much you want. So only that day when he went out begging, and suddenly he listened to these three brothers, same in the house, same Buddha's monk, talking about cause and effect. Karmas, yeah. And suddenly at that time, maybe he feels scared. Suddenly it hit him that if he doesn't practice well, if he doesn't get complete enlightenment, maybe like that. Every day he took things for granted. Yeah, I have a Buddha. Buddha will save me. Just don't even think like that. Just too comfortable. Just sit there. Doing not much. You know, maybe don't meditate very well the way you do. You meditate better, right? Huh?
How did he learn so fast after he went outside and started?
It just happened, okay? Just like sometimes, suddenly you listen to me for years, the computer, yeah, or internet. Master, yeah, the Buddha, enlightenment nature. We all have to be disciplined, must get enlightenment. You listen and then, oh yeah, okay. But you don't get it. And suddenly one day you hear one of my sentence, and then, oh, it hit you. It brings you something that you never know before. Or maybe one of your brother and sister, they just talk together about something, and at that moment, somehow it drives home something, okay? It just happened, yeah. We need a lot of cause and conditions to arrive at where we want to arrive, okay? So it's just like some monks before, he listened to this and then he listened to that, or suddenly he saw this and then he awakened. Not because of the bathtub, not because of the bathhouse, not because of the water. It's just the condition ripened, yeah, and then it happened. Just like your mother keep giving you milk, and then suddenly one day, that's it, you don't need more milk. And I have practicing to ride bicycle when I was young. I keep falling, hurting my knees. And one day I just can. I thought I could not. I keep falling and the bicycle run away from you, They control you, not you control the bicycle. It doesn't go straight, it goes to anywhere. You know that when you first try the bicycle. Just one day I just can, just like that. You see? Yeah. Time, Yeah. Just time, just the right time, yes. And probably these three brothers talk to each other about the bad consequences of bad action, yeah? Like you could go to hell forever or suffering forever. Just like one of the sutra, Maugayayana. One day he also had to take one of his disciples to go to see hell, see all kind of suffering, to wake him up. See that? Now these three brothers was talking probably about something very terrible that happened in hell. Maybe because they themselves saw it. That's why it makes more impressive influence on Maugalyayana. Understand? The Buddha say, okay, if you don't practice, you eat meat, you drink wine, you go to hell. And everybody knows that already, yeah? It didn't hit him until that day. Personal experience from these three brothers tell me, oh, my God, yesterday I went to hell. Not went to hell maybe, but hell was open for me to see the scene that people suffer in there, all the beings suffer in it. It's incredible. It's unbearable. And then it hit him that it's true, it really has hell. And people, beings truly suffering in there. A turning point in his life, hit him. So he became determined to pursue Buddhahood, at least enlightenment. Otherwise he don't want to go to hell like that. Yeah. The third come one accepted me, and the kasaya was on my body, and my hair fell out by itself. After that, he came to the Buddha to want to become a monk then. Maybe he was just a lay person before, and just come and go, I don't care. What for, become a monk? A monk eat one meal a day, how can I bear it? I stay at home, I still have this and that, I eat good food and still can get enlightenment. You see? The Buddha did not say that all of us have to be monks in order to have enlightenment and to reach Buddhi, so why bother, Only then it hit him and he ran to the Buddha, became monk. And the kasaya means the big robe, the most outer robe of the monk. It's like a blanket. Before, you just wrap on your shoulder. Nowadays they make a button or something here so that it don't fall off. It's just a blanket that mostly Hindu monks still using it. They have a blanket, they carry it on their shoulder, so it's convenient, And then monks, they have it. They carry it everywhere. They can spread it on the floor to sleep. They can cover themselves, or they can cover when they take a bath in the Ganges, so they don't be too indecently exposed, or change the clothes, something like that. Finally, until this day, in some country it becomes like a must-have, but it doesn't have that practical function anymore. Because in India at that time you have only one inner garment, maybe another cloth or inner garment, and then outside you have this. And you cover yourself from the shoulder on down all the way to your feet when you walk. It's for distance. And also when it's too hard, you cover shorter, for men it's easy. The Hindu monk, they have that, okay? They have only maybe a short or a long cloth underneath, and they have a kasha. Some have more, maybe a t-shirt on top, saffron color or pink color, or maybe not, just that this wrap around, and they use it for many things, to even filter their water. They use a corner of it, pour water into their gurk or something, or their bowl to filter. In the old time they do that, because they don't have other means. Especially if you are wandering monk, how can you carry all kind of filter bottle, filter machine with you, nah? Or here you have all filter water, clean, yeah, very good. So that's called a kasya, And nowadays they make it more official, and in the old time the kasya will wear out sometimes, and the monks, of course, will mend it with their little part of cloth. And the more patches, meaning the older, more senior in the monkhood, And nowadays they all sew it all up for you already. many pieces on your kasya, just symbolic, mean that you mature in monkhood, that you are bhikkhu and bhikkhuni. But in the old time, there was a very practical piece of clothing for the monks and for the nuns. The nuns, of course, has to wear more. The monk is easy. Even just that is enough. And they wash it and they wear it immediately. Mostly they have only that. They don't have double to change. I had almost like that when I was in Rishikesh, except it's white. I had 2 pair. Because if a woman, you get wet, it clings to your body. It's not good. So if it's wet, I change. So I have 2 pair, but very thin so that I can carry around, okay? And some undergarment, of course. All right. So I have only 2. I wash and I wear immediately. Just put on the rock and you wrap around with something, and then you wait, you meditate, and then your clothes dry, and then you go home. Oh, I feel very nostalgic. As long as I'm along the Ganges River, I do this thing. Yeah, I can't remember so many places I went. Yeah, that kind of life is my life. That really is my life. I was so happy. I did not even think that I'm happy or not happy. You just feel, empty of everything. You just fine. You just live your life. That's the life that I want. And I always love that kind of life. That's the happiest time of my life.
That reminds of the poem On a Riverbank.
Yeah, I also said On the Riverbank. And that's where the poem came from, the song came from. Also another one I made for the Buddha birthday, also on the Ganges River. Yeah, these poems are real, real scenery. Yeah. I really love to have that kind of life. You have no idea. You have no idea. You have no idea how I love that kind of life.
The other day I was talking to a sister from India, and we were saying if we could organize a retreat back in Rishikesh or something.
You mean me? Are you?
How we could have worked.
All of you?
Yeah.
I don't know if they have such a big place for you in Rishikesh. It's kind of mountainous, and some ashram are very small.
There's a lot of temples.
Temple, but you not for all this. Small temples, yes. Yeah. And they let you stay 3 days only. Every resting place in between or temple, 3 days you can stay. Because others can come, otherwise you keep staying there and you become owner of the temple and no other pilgrim has no place, you see? So the rule, 3 days, yes, maximum. That's very hospitable already, yeah? But I love this kind of life. I don't remember any time, even during my marriage, good marriage, would I have been so happy as that time in Rishikesh. Rishikesh is a more deep impressed because I stayed there long and alone in little mud hut, and truly lived the life that I wanted to, even though I don't have a lot of money. Every day I can afford to make my own chapati, a few, and then a cucumber or peanut butter. That's it. If I eat an extra samosa, the next day I have to to skip lunch. Yeah, it's cheap, but I didn't have a lot of money at that time. It had to last. I didn't know how long I stayed. Now I think about it, that's the happiest time ever, of my life. Happiest time. And if I could do it again now, I would be ever so happy again. I imagine that. That is for sure. I know what I want. But we don't always have what we want in life, Life takes us different paths. We just accept it. That brings me to another topic. The brother asked me, just one more tent, and this one is bigger for you, Master, more comfortable, bigger, large. I said, no, I have one already, and I'm happy in it. Why have another? He said, just one more in case. I said, no, one more is too many already, because now I already have a lot of things. When I first came to the cave, I'm happy. I have only a few pair of clothes hanging on the string at the window, I don't even have where to hang. I tie the knot between one door and one window to make it like a triangle, empty spot, so I can hang a few pair of clothes. Yeah, and I intended to live like that. And because I forgot that I need to go out and appear in the public and then, conference this and that, and then so they bring clothes in, and then because the cave was leaking, originally, I put clothes somewhere else, so I don't want to put it in my cave. I want my cave just empty like that, as is. I don't even want one more chair inside. Just sit on that step so that I can use it also to climb high if I need. But then they brought in a big television. Fine, okay, it's good for me to check out sometime SMTV. And then later, because of my dogs, I have to move my dogs to where I put the clothes before. I used to live in the VIP house and one room and put all the clothes in there. That was temporarily during the first retreat. I don't want to stay there. I didn't want to. any houses, don't want to. And have garden and lock gates and everything, yeah. So then I moved to the other emptier house. But then the dogs came and they want to see me, and I don't want to go to the VIP house to see the dogs. The dogs stay in the VIP house. I stay in the cave. So I have to move the dogs there so that I can see them often to see if they're okay or not okay, if they're well taken care or not. You know, you can see that if you see them often, yeah. And every day I go there and make it into my office, yeah. But that only when I see the dogs. And when I don't see the dogs, then I bring work back to the cave and work there. Also there is electricity, light, yeah, they put it in. Before I don't have. If I don't have to work, I don't need electricity either. When I first came, I did not even have this heater fan. Nothing. And okay for winter too. If you zip the tent down, then you don't feel that cold. Just a little bit more clothes or more blanket, yeah. They brought me three very thin fleece kind of blanket. Sleeping bag actually type, but I zip it all out and make it. I pin them together, 3 into one blanket. I didn't want to bother take another blanket in anything. I use them all like that, and it was okay. It's a little chilly, but it wasn't all bad. You know, when you're tired, you come home, you just drop dead. Meditate and then drop dead. You don't feel too much discomfort. And then slowly, because of work, and then I have to move all the clothes back to the cave. And now I have even these plastic closet, yeah. But plastic, thank God, you know. But that's it, that's what I have now, yeah. Nothing more. Because of the clothes, you know, to protect these delicate clothes like vegan fur and stuff like that. So he wanted to squeeze that tent also inside there. I said, no, please, don't make me sacrifice more than I already do. I said the clothes and the closet now that we brought newly in is already my limit of sacrifice for all this, okay, for my cave. No more, please take. He did not understand, so I had to tell him that. These clothes and closet already a sacrifice for me. So if you put another tent here now, it's a bigger sacrifice. Don't force it. I don't want it. If I can, I would throw everything out and just a few pair of clothes. That's all, then I'm happy. But I cannot, so I have to accept it. So just don't make any more. He didn't mean anything bad. He worried about me. He was crying even. You know, Master, why you stay in such a small space like that? I say, small? I am small. That's enough. You know, the coffin is even smaller. The coffin, you know, when we die, even smaller, and we fit all in. Why worry about now? You know, the tent is okay. Just fine, yeah. Because the bigger tent, you don't have this kind of throw it in the air and then it become a tent, you know? Only smaller one, and you can do that. And I like that. Because I don't know how to string this structure like you do. You're more expert. You do that all the time. I cannot. I string one and the other one loose. You know, those Mongolian tent with the sticks, and you string them together. I could never do it. It take me a whole day, and I fix one, the other one come out.
They call it a 10-minute assembly kind of tent, but it takes forever.
Yeah, they have a stick like this, you know, many sticks, and then you string them together. I don't know. I saw some of your brother and sister do it, and I learned. I can, but I stick one in, the other one came down, and forever. So I forget it. I like those that, you know, you just throw it in the air, and it spring up. You know, 30-second tent. So that's why it's smaller. Bigger tent, you have to string these things. Yeah, and then it keep losing all the time. Or maybe I kick it and then it get loose. I did it all right, but then I'm clumsy. I turn around and then another one loose. And then I fix it. And I probably fell down something, and so many other, they all crumble and loose together. I said, oh, forget it. I don't want ever this tent again.
We use that tent for outdoor meditation as well.
Others spring out. Oh, that's the best.
30 seconds.
That's the best, that's the best. Just bring it out. No work, you know. I like things that are simple and no work. Yeah, I like things that are simple. I don't even like furniture in my house. So that's as far as I can bear already, These cupboards for hanging clothes. Another 10, oh my God. And this big 10 even, with this stringing stuff. I was sure I have fun with it for many days, even if I succeed. It probably take me 3 days. I probably have to tape it. Like you string it and then you use a sellotape to tape it to make sure it don't come out. I probably have to resort to that. So I say, oh, no, please, take it out. It take up space, It feels so clustered, yeah? Don't feel comfortable. And a cave even. And it's a very bright orange, yellow tent. Not that I could even overlook it, And the cave, it looked big, but it's big column and all that inside. They used to put statues of Bodhidharma and the 6th patriarch of Chinese Zen Buddhism. So they took away because they belong to the old owner. So there are these kind of platform still there. I use them for putting my tent on. They're too small. My tent sticking out 4 directions, but it's big enough for me. That's why your brother was crying, thinking too small. I'm not small. I'm very small. I'm pocket size, traveling size. All right. So he became a monk, yeah? Shave hair, have a kasha. I roam in the 10 directions, having no impeding obstructions. I discovered my spiritual penetrations, which are esteemed as unsurpassed, and I accomplished arhatship. So he has become arhat. But even then, can you imagine? Even then, he cannot forget to use his magical power, which eventually led him to miserable death. Yeah? He continued, not only the honor one, but the thirst come ones of the 10 directions praise my spiritual powers as perfectly clear and pure, masterful and fearless. The Buddha asked about perfect penetration by means of a spiral-like attention to the profound. The light of my mind was revealed, just as muddy water clears. Eventually it became pure and dazzling. This is the foremost method. So that's his meditation method. Now, next monk. Any question about that? Anything I forgot to tell you? You see, he saw the light inside already. If you see the light, that means you already contact with the Buddha nature, no? That means you're enlightened already. Just that. But he has more. He has more than just seeing the light. So the Buddha certified him as arhat. If you don't see the light, that means you're not anywhere yet. Except when you're in the 4th level and maybe it's dark over there for a while until you fumble around and see your own light, then you'll be okay. Next monk. Achusma came before the Buddha, put his palms together, bowed at the Buddha's feet, and said to the Buddha, I can still remember how many kalpas ago. Oh God, and we envious, nah? Always there, remember all the kalpas, numerous. I was filled with excessive greed and desire. There was a Buddha in the world at that time named King of Emptiness. He said that people with too much desire turn into a raging mass of fire. He taught me to contemplate the coolness and warmth throughout my entire body. It's another method. So when he meditated on this method that the Buddha told him, a spiritual light coalesced inside and transformed my thoughts of excessive lust into the fire of wisdom. After that, when any of the Buddhas summoned me, they use the name Firehead because he has succeeded in transforming his desire, his lust into light. Therefore, maybe his head always emits light. They call him Firehead. There was many kalpas, past. From the strength of the firelight of Samadhi, I accomplished arhatship. I made a great vow that when each of the Buddhas accomplishes the way, I will be a powerful knight and in person subdue the demon's hatred. Maybe that's why he's born at the time of the Buddha now, in order to protect the Buddha and his disciples. Maybe you don't need to protect the Buddha, but protect the disciples that following the Buddha who are not yet powerful enough to subdue the demon. The demons always hang around the Buddha. Yeah, they do like that. They also like to listen to Dharma, but some of them are so fierce. And if your level is not high enough, they might scare you or harm you. They rub off something. And not to talk about the demons and the Maya always hang around the Buddha to cause trouble. Cause trouble for his disciples and indirectly trouble the Buddha. They do that all the time. The Buddha asked about perfect penetration. I used attentive contemplation of the effects of heat in my body and mind until it became unobstructed and penetrating, and all my outflows were consumed. I produced a blazing brilliance and ascended to enlightenment. This is the foremost method. There's not much we can explain here, so I don't need my calendar. Next one. The Bodhisattva name, maintaining the ground. This is some name, huh? Arose from his seat. Maybe he's the one who taking care of the ground where the people meditate. Bowed at the Buddha's feet and said to the Buddha, I remember when universal light, thus come one, appeared. Another Buddha, long time ago. In the world, in the past, I was a bhikkhu who continually worked on making level the major roads. No wonder that's why he's an engineer, soil engineer, making roads. Ferry landings and the dangerous spots in the ground, where the disrepair might hinder or harm carriages or horses. I did everything from building bridges to hauling sand. No wonder his name is maintaining the ground. Just like goldsmith, blacksmith, woodsmith, carpenter, yeah? Okay. Now, Buddha doesn't have any carpenter, bodhisattva here. I didn't see yet. But he has a soil engineer for sure here, yeah? I was diligent in this hard labor throughout the appearance of limitless Buddhas in the world. Wow, so whenever any Buddha appears in the world, he also appears to level the ground, to maintain the bridge and repair the road. If there were beings at the walls and gates of the cities who needed someone to carry their goods, I would carry them all the way to their destination, set the things down and leave without taking any recompense. And he don't charge money for that. He helped a lot of people. When the Buddha Vipassing appeared in the world, there was a worldwide famine. I would carry people on my back, and no matter how far the distance, I would only accept one small coin. If there was an ox cart stuck in the mud, I would use my spiritual strength to push the wheels and get it out of difficulty. Once a king asked the Buddha to accept a vegetarian feast. At that time, I served the Buddha by leveling the road as he went. Vipassing thus come one rubbed my crown and said, you should level your mind ground. Then everything else in the world would be level. Immediately, at that time, my mind opened. As the Buddha said that, he blessed him also. So immediately, my mind opened up and I saw that the particles of earth composing my own body were no different from all the particles of earth that made up the world. The nature of those particles of dust was such that they did not connect with one another, nor could they be touched by the blade of a sword. Wow. You know that, right? The atoms also, yeah. They look like they're thick together, but they're all separated. Even then you cannot touch them, or you cannot separate them by the sword or a blade or anything. He saw that immediately, I mean, the Buddha blessed him to have some glimpse of enlightenment, yeah? So Within the Dharma nature, I awakened to the patience with the non-existence of beings and phenomena and accomplished a hardship. I brought my mind back to the extent that I have now entered the ranks of the Bodhisattvas. Hearing the third come one proclaim the wonderful Lotus Flower Sutra, the level of the Buddha's knowledge and vision, I have already been certified as having understood, and I am a leader in the assembly of that direction. The Buddha asks about perfect penetration. Upon attentive contemplation of the body and the environment, I saw that these two dusts are exactly the same. Probably he saw the atom. That fundamentally everything is the treasury of the third come one, but that an empty falseness arises and creates the dust. When the dust is eliminated, wisdom is perfected, and one accomplishes the unsurpassed way. This is the foremost method. So that's his method. Contemplate the body and the environment and split the atoms.
That means atoms were discovered way before science discovered them.
Yeah, the spiritual people know everything before science even begin. Yeah, all right. Okay, maybe another time. Take a rest, all of you also. Thank you, Buddhas. We should really thank the past masters, monks and nuns and scholars who have taken time to record the Buddha's teaching after the master's nirvana, and also for the past and present persons, lay or monks or nuns who have really dedicated themselves, sacrificed their time and precious health or under any difficult situation to translate this so that I can read it to you. And we have to thank them. And may they be blessed forever by all the Buddhas, past, present, and future. May their merit be immense. May they be liberated forever. Thank you. I can't believe I speak hours non-stop. I could not. Yeah, truly. Because I don't know how, really. I normally don't like to speak at all. That's why I avoid to see people whenever I can, yeah? I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's love or is it your desire or...
We are so blessed, Master. Thank you so much.
Because I tell you why. The other day, remember we have a mantra for the practitioner after the Buddha died. He said you can make a mandala, build a hut or a platform, and you have to sit there 100 days, no sleep, no eat, no drink, and recite what mantra, so that you can also become enlightened, just as when Buddha alive. And the mantra is about 20 pages. I didn't read it to you, remember? And then I thought I better practice reading it first at home. It's translated. I don't know if it's really 100% effective, even if you do it nowadays with this mantra. If you did not encounter Kuan Yin method and you want to do it according to Buddha instruction, I'm not sure if you can even sit 100 minutes, not to say 100 days, and then without eat, without drink, without sleep, and recite that mantra. Yeah, but nevertheless, I thought maybe one day I will read it to you to complete that. It's supposed to have also some benefit, okay? But then, so I try to read it at home first, so that when I read to you, it's smooth and not obstructed. I read only half. I feel very, very tired already. And the next day, I read another half. I feel tired. One day, I try again to read. I try to read several times so that I become more used to it, because a mantra is not like English, words are not having anything to connect with your intellect or your logic. I try to read. I read just maybe one time, that's it. I feel so tired already. I read loud, understand? Just reading even, don't even have to think. Yeah, so tired.
师父，我一个讲一下吗？
说。
师父，我那时候求印心的时候啊，然后我要去印心的那个路上，我就往里面一直求，我就说师父，您是师父，我真心跟你求印心。那如果我累世修行的对我解脱，对我真正修行没有帮助，请师父就帮我拿掉，那于众生有利的再帮我留下来。结果我印心出来，我以前每天诵大悲咒，然后往生咒，那些咒我一个字都想不起来，
一个字都想不起来，
完全想不起来了。
谁叫你乱求嘛？
没有，可是我因为修行以后，从内在自己得到的东西，不是这一世用头脑去学的东西，都在。
OK，
所以我知道那个咒语没有用，因为那个咒语当初有用，是因为传法的那个人才有用，
传法的才有用。
对，
是真的是这样。
对，所以我觉得我根本都忘光了。
OK，
我印心前还一直在持，我持很多咒，
了解。
可是连最简单的
当然
都
佛教很多咒都忘一干二净。
对，然后连最简单的大悲咒，
记得那个
我也通通忘记了。
啊，记得那个就好了。我还记得一些了，不过我不常用，不用。像那个喂那个恶鬼的时候，要念什么咒给他多喂出来的啊，都是弄的。
辨识咒
啊，给他而已啦，别的都我记得也不用。好，谢谢，懂了。She just wants to tell you that even if I read that sutra, if I read it to you, it might not be useful, because before she initiates, she asks if anything useless, then please delete it for her. She asked Master to do that before initiation, and it's really she forgot everything. Being a nun, you know many mantras. You have to, yeah. You have to know many mantras, but she forgot everything after initiation. Truly, all deleted, like computer. Dustbin. Okay, I see you maybe later, huh? Maybe. 谢谢耐心. Thank you for your patience with your cramped legs and your squeezy seat, your patience. Thank you. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could sit there with such a long Western leg for hours. Thank you. 来，你是不一样. She said because Master blessing, but for them it's easy. They do that every day. Monks, they meditate a lot, you know. Before even they met me, they would have learned some meditation already, you know. So for them, they sit long time, no problem. Yeah. For you, I really have respect, impressed. Thank you.